Spoiler warning, we now know what raid is returning next season in Destiny 2. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this time last year we saw the return of the Taken King raid. Easily one of my favorite raids and one of the greatest raids of all time, returned from D1 to D2. The year before that, we saw the Vault of Glass return from D1 to D2, and now we know what raid will be returning next season. Like, I'm talking less than 3 months from now, or at least the data miners have led us to believe that we do know. As much as I wanted the returning raid to be Wrath of the Machine, Bungie has mentioned that it won't be. Instead, we will be getting the reprised raid, Scourge of the Past. Scourge was a short and sweet raid that arrived in Season 5. It began its first encounter on the rooftops and in the streets of the last city on Earth, with a cool little blue map that highlighted enemies. Easily one of the cooler and more intricate starting encounters in Destiny 2 raiding. It then proceeded on to a Sparrow section of the raid, which we rarely ever see, and it had big-time Indiana Jones vibes, where we are running away from a fiery servitor ball. Also one of the coolest encounters we've ever had, leading up to the final boss phase 1 encounter, and then eventually to the actual final boss, which was Insurrection Prime. Upon killing this boss, you would dive down below and walk over to the chest, and you might get a chance at the Anarchy grenade launcher. And that chance was a very small chance. I mean, very few people actually got Anarchy. It took me 52 clears of this raid to finally get my Anarchy. For others, it took well over 100. Comment down below how many clears it took you to get your Anarchy, or if you came to the game later and just grabbed it from the kiosk at the tower. But then comes our first problem, is that Anarchy is already in the game, so what exotic would we get with the return of Scourge of the Past? Bungie has stated in the past that they would bring a new exotic and reprise roughly 5 of the legendary weapons, and I sure hope they do bring a new exotic, because if they don't, I can imagine us getting Dreg's Promise from this. And you remember this exotic in D1? Yeah, it looks a lot like Anarchy, doesn't it? But I am certain that Bungie wouldn't do that to us, right? Right, Bungie? You wouldn't do that, right? Please don't do that, Bungie. So a new exotic and all the weapons being reprised sounds actually pretty exciting though. We have the Bellowing Giant Rocket Launcher, a Void Rocket Launcher which could easily shake up the meta with some interesting perks on it. We have the No Feelings Arc Scout Rifle, the Tempered Dynamo Arc Fusion Rifle, and the Threat Level Shotgun. All of which, with the right perks, could make a very nice addition to any Guardians arsenal. But then begs the bigger question, which is the final shape is coming and we still have no Wrath of the Machine? Wrath of the Machine was easily one of the best raids from D1, and I definitely want that to return. If we're not getting Wrath this year, if we are in fact getting Scourge of the Past, then truly our last chance to get it would be this time next year during the final shape seasonal calendar with that reprised raid. And if that is the case, then that means that the final shape year is about to be absolutely stacked. That might be the most hyped year in the history of Destiny. Within that one calendar year, we will more than likely kill Xivu, kill the Witness, and get Wrath of the Machine back. Holy! Now, keep in mind that the data mining community are trolls at times, and this whole thing could be a hoax, but assuming that it's true, let me know your thoughts on the leak and your excitement level for the return of Wrath. Comment below your excitement level, 1 to 10, and click this video here if you want a crazy Arc Warlock build for Season 21. As always, make sure you're subscribed to this channel with notifications on. Smash that like button on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.